My name is Nick. Welcome back to Cabin View Firewood. This right here is one of the main reasons my firewood business is growing so quickly. And no, it's not the firewood itself. This stuff is a perfect representation of what a lot of people are selling, at least in my area, and that is low quality, unseasoned wood. Now, this is actually good quality, but it is nowhere near seasoned. So I am a little behind on where I want to be with seasoned firewood right now. So I wanted to find somebody that had a good season load and get the woodshed filled back up. Now, I know it's not the perfect time of year to be buying firewood, but when people are grossly misrepresenting their product, that is not the fault of the buyer. This is the perfect case in point right here. So this guy is representing on Marketplace good seasoned firewood. He'll cut it to any length that you want. He had a lot of good reviews, 4.9 star reviews. I read through the comments, lots of good comments. But I don't go off comments alone. So I also messaged him and just confirming, hey, you know, you say you're selling seasoned firewood. Just want to make sure that, you know, it's really seasoned, ready to burn today, and cut to 16 inches. And he got back to me right away, confirmed that yes, it's seasoned wood, it's cut to 16 inches, and he could deliver it within 2 days. So I said, perfect, I'll take 2 cords. Left the money out for him because I couldn't be here when he dropped it off. And when I came home, as soon as I looked at it, I said, this is nowhere near seasoned. This stuff doesn't even pass the eye test. So I split some open, got a couple moisture readings, because I did message him back. I won't fill you guys in on those details, but a lot of this is red oak and big chunks of red oak. You know how long that stuff takes to dry out. So right here, nice piece of red oak. This is cut to pretty much the perfect size that I would sell my firewood. And there's a couple pieces like this in the pile, but the majority of it is like this piece right here. And you can see, I mean, just take a look at the size difference, you know. Here's another chunk. That's a piece of cherry. You know, you can see right there how many more times you need to split this down, probably 2-3 more times to get it to the size you want. Your tractor's dead? All right, well, let's go. Did you fall? Are you okay? All right, let me come fix it for you, okay? All right, come on, Bubba. All right, had to take a quick break there to take care of a tractor situation for the boys. So all fixed, all good. Anyway, I could just keep going through this pile and showing you guys piece after piece of stuff that is just, I mean, I don't even understand how you could split wood like this and sell it to a customer. It's almost mind-blowing. Like, some of this stuff is so big, I don't even know what you would burn that in. You're not going to burn it in a fireplace. You're not going to burn it in a wood stove. It would take probably 3 or 4 years for that piece to dry out completely. I don't know. I don't get it. And I see this all the time. I mean, here's a piece right here. This piece is pretty much cut in half. Not even. I mean, that is almost a full round log. You know, part of it must have got cut off in the splitter. The rest of it went up the conveyor, and then they just load it into the truck and deliver it to you as seasoned firewood. That piece right there. Huge log. I have bought wood from a lot of local sellers over the years, the last couple years. And this is probably the worst season load that was represented as seasoned that I've ever gotten. It's clean, it's good quality stuff, so I'm not unhappy there. Like I said, a lot of red oak in here, cherry, maple, There's a couple pieces of junk wood, but for the most part, you know, this stuff is good quality wood. I'm going to be able to split this down and hopefully have it ready to go for next winter. I'll have it ready to go for next winter. But, you know, I've gotten stuff that is, you know, loads that are full of junk and rot wood, a lot of big knot pieces, stuff that was like real muddy. You know, like you could tell they just stored it on the ground and just got all that mud mixed up into the whole pile when they were loading it onto a truck probably, and it was a complete mess. I mean, you couldn't even burn some of it. It was so caked in mud. So if you guys are thinking about getting into the firewood business, you're in an area where people burn firewood, you know, don't be afraid to jump in, because I think, I almost guarantee there is just a lot of this across the country where people just, maybe they don't even know. You know, they don't even know how to properly season it or properly represent it before they sell it. So, you know, if you can take the time and the care into splitting it the right size, properly seasoning it before you sell it, you're going to just get customers coming back. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to start coming to buy firewood from you. So you can grow your business pretty quick by just selling honest, good quality wood. So anyway, let's get the rest of this loaded up. I've been taking it down to the lower wood yard in the big totes. Probably got another 1.5 loads right here, and then I'm just stacking this stuff up for right now. I'm not even going to split it down yet. I just want to get it stacked, and I've got a bunch of other stuff I want to get into. So let's get this stuff moved. I mean, look at that stuff. It's mind-blowing how you could sell something like that to a customer.
What are you doing?
I'm loading up the tote with firewood to take down to the splitter.
It's not help you because I got my gloves on.
Yeah. You want to grab a piece and just chuck it in? Yep.
Stack it.
Yeah. I'll stack it right over here. You throw it up here and I'll stack it for you. Okay? Yep, I'll get that one. Bigger 330 gallon totes, and that thing is pretty much stacked with a lot of freshly split red oak. Up in the air, no problem. Drive this thing forward down a hill. It would be too front heavy and just tip forward onto that tote, especially these big heavy totes. But backing down, no problem. this one right there. I'll just load that wood right onto the log lift of the Wolf Ridge when I go to split it up. So I'll get to that one pretty quick. The rest of it I have stacked behind the splitter here. I might let that stuff sit for a little while because I have got a storage problem right now, which I'll show you guys in a minute. I'm gonna go grab the rest of that wood and then I'll show you how the progress on the retaining wall is coming along. So the lower wood yard is just about at capacity. I've got a lot of split wood I need to get out of here. I've got that 2-cord load I just bought moved down here that needs split. And then I've got a pile of logs I need to cut up. So we've got a couple totes of cherry wood. The bunker is full of red oak. That is really what I need to get cleaned out. I need to get this bunker emptied out so I can just start splitting this pile of logs. I've got a lot more out front too that I need to split up, or logs I need to haul down here to get cut and split up. But I like to just split them and just throw them into the bunker. You can split a whole lot faster that way. But where I need to store my firewood, up on top of the hill where I'm building the retaining wall, that is still under construction, and right now the weather is kind of holding me up. It's been pretty rainy the last couple weeks. We haven't had a good stretch of dry weather, so this is just a muddy mess right now. So the retaining wall is going to be 100 feet in length. Now I've got almost 40 feet of it completed, and that is going to give me enough room for right now to get everything that is down in that lower wood yard up here and stacked. So this section right here, like I said, it's about 40 feet where the posts are set, the dead men are in the ground. I have them covered up. I need to do a little more backfilling, and then I can start to put the face boards on. But this area up here, it's on top of the hill. It gets good sun, it gets good wind. I'll be able to stack the totes too deep and too high. So it's going to be a really nice place to season firewood. And then on the other side here, where I'm trying to push this hillside back, I got a good chunk of it dug out. Got some of it moved out of here, but you can see how muddy this stuff is. So I don't know how long it's going to be until this dries out enough that I can actually work on it again, because I actually need this dirt to backfill that retaining wall. So we'll just have to see how Mother Nature cooperates. All right, on to the next project of the day. I'm building a couple more totes out of skids, and I have a new design I want to try out. Now, I prefer to have the IBC totes, but in my area, they are really expensive. They usually sell for about $50, and I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if they will hold up long enough to justify spending $50 for one of them. If you don't load them careful and move them careful, you can destroy an IBC tote in a hurry. And you can't really fix them once you destroy them, unless you weld them back together. But these totes, I think I may have come up with a way to build them where they're going to last a long time, and they're going to be really easy to store. So I've got this one started, and I'm only using good oak skids because I want these things to hold up. So this is a typical 40 by 48 skid. I put two 2x8 pressure treated boards underneath, so they're going to sit on the ground. So the skid is not sitting on the ground because they'll just rot away within about 2 years. And then I'm putting stake pockets on the end to put the supports in. So these will be easy to take out when I need to store them, lay them flat on the skid. You can stack multiple of these things on top of each other so they won't take up a whole lot of room when you're not using them. They'll be interchangeable. They'll be easy to repair. So if I do break any of the supports, I can easily repair them or swap them out. So I think this is going to work and hold up for quite a while. Plus you can stain this. You can make it look really nice. And I could even put these down by the roadside stand and advertise, face cords of firewood in them, which I might do once I have enough supply. So let me get the camera set up and we'll get this thing finished up and I'll show you the end product. All right, these stake pockets are 24 inches outside to outside because that is going to put my support right at 8 inches in from each end. So I'm going to have the wood stacked this way. So it's going to be right in the center of that 16-inch log. Oh, put it in backwards. Hey, brother. Finishing this one up. And then we can go stack it with wood. All right, there's one. Throw this other side back in. There's two. And now we're going to put some eye hooks here. And then we'll be able to pull this in tight. What do you think? I started to move that big oak tote out of here, but it was really putting the tipping load of the MT120 to its limit. So I decided to just clean all this up. Took those cherry totes out because they're really close to being seasoned. So I moved them up top. I think this will be a nice place to store these oak totes. I'll build a couple more, get this stuff all stacked up, and they can just sit down here for a while since it takes so long to dry. So I think this will work out just fine, but give myself a little bit more room to work down here. All right, guys, that is going to wrap things up. I appreciate you all being here. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. And if you're going to sell firewood, sell it honestly, please. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.